freedom. Freedom to fulfill dreams, to live life fully, to pursue new directions, freedom for creative living. The Church of the Brethren pension plan is about freedom in retirement. The pension income it provides means pastors and other church workers are free to enjoy comfortable and meaningful retirement years. In 1993, Brethren Benefit Trust celebrates 50 years of the pension plan and its ministry, providing freedom for creative living.
The first significant thing, I think, is to think appreciatively and celebrate the fact that there were people with the foresight to start it. I have a deep appreciation for the legacy these people have left, because they were the persons who recognized that pastors and other workers of the church and of the church's agencies didn't have any retirement support.
The Church of the Brethren pension plan is open to all those employed by the church, not only pastors, but also employees of colleges, retirement homes, camps, and other organizations related to the Church of the Brethren. Working with the church is long on challenge, hours, and personal satisfaction, but can be short on financial compensation, as well as a prospect of a worry-free, productive retirement. Through the Church of the Brethren pension plan, church workers can provide for the future.
I have the opportunity to work with a number of people who received a benefit or continue to receive a benefit from the Brethren Benefit Trust. And it makes me feel good to see the lifestyle that some of them are able to live.
It feels really good to us to hear retired pastors say that we have enough resources to do some of the special things in life that we either could not take the time for when we were working or felt like we didn't have enough resources. We think the pension plan has helped make that possible.
Let's meet some of the people in the plan.
Much of the furniture that we have here in our home, I have handcrafted, and I've made things for our children and our grandchildren. If I didn't have a pension coming in every month, I might find it more necessary to get employment somewhere. And I'm at the age now when I don't want to be employed 40 hours a week.
Pablo. Without that pension, I don't think I'd be here. And I've been wanting to come to the Dominican Republic for 3 years, since the beginning. And finally that time came, and now, retiring for the pastoral ministry, I'm free with these resources through our retirement. I can be down here.
Hello, Paul. Good to see you up today. The pension has been a real asset in our financial planning. I find time and opportunity to do visitation for the church, and also work as a chaplain associate at a local hospital. All of that's kind of made possible because of the pension plan.
My wife and I are grateful for the monthly check that allows us to maintain a self-respect and a dignity in terms of our daily way of life.
Retirement for me, and partly because of the pension, has been a very relaxing, enjoyable kind of experience. I sometimes jokingly say I should have started 20 years earlier.
The Ministerial and Missionary Pension Plan, as it was then called, came into being at the Church of the Brethren's 1943 annual conference in McPherson, Kansas. In its first year of operation, 303 members and 243 churches joined the plan. The first annuities or income payments were paid in 1945, a total of $45.87. Although not all pastors joined at first, most welcomed the concept of a retirement plan. Ellen Kime and her husband Arthur were one of the first 10 enrollees.
Arthur, of course, looked at it very carefully, and he was a smart man. He just says, we don't have much money, but this is what we need to do. And so we did it.
I thought it was a wonderful idea, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I didn't have any
question as to whether the brethren were going to be able to make it go.
In the late 40s, we were in home mission, a home mission pastor, and therefore the salary was really minimal, and it was difficult, and we had 4 children, and we wanted them to go to college, but we felt that we must become involved in the pension plan if there was any way possible for that to happen, and so we did.
For many years, Helen Flory was the only full-time employee of the pension plan. She took care of the day-to-day operations for 31 years and experienced the initial reluctance to join the plan.
It took a while for people to really get interested, I think, or feeling like it was the proper thing to do.
However, through the years, membership in the plan grew, and by 1960, the plan welcomed its 1,000th member. Laypersons became eligible to join in 1962.
We were able to open up the plan to other church employees, to church secretaries, to maintenance persons.
The name was changed to the Church of the Brethren Pension Plan in 1968, its silver anniversary year. By 1972, the pension plan had assets worth $10 million. 1986 saw the plan move to market value accounting and investment fund choices, and a new name and separate board came 2 years later.
The Church of the Brethren made a significant development and change in the pension plan when it created a new board of directors in 1988 and changed the name to the Brethren Benefit Trust. And the new board, which gives really focused attention to the pension plan and other benefit programs that are administered by the Brethren Benefit Trust.
No matter how much or how little we have when we retire, if we live long enough, we will exhaust our pension funds. But Brethren Benefit Trust pension payments will continue because of the concept of mutuality, of pooling our resources. In caring for ourselves, we also care for each other.
Often when I'm interpreting our plan to pastors and to local church leaders, like to talk about our benefit programs as some of the better examples of our concept of mutuality, mutual support, the brotherhood, the sisterhood commitments. That's been a hallmark of who we are.
The concept of mutuality provides for continuing annuity payments to retirees for as long as they live, and in many cases to the surviving spouse.
The pension plan has always put the needs of its members first and has been willing to maybe have a lower early retirement age, to have joint and survivor benefits that were just a little bit ahead of its time.
A strong point of the plan is its flexibility.
Our plan is one where during the lifetime of contribution, you are in control of the way you want to manage your money.
I was always pleased to hear the comments that other pension plan administrators came up with around me when we shared our plan provisions. They were always amazed at the amount of flexibility that we were willing to write in, that we were willing to change our provisions for small groups or try to be sensitive to the needs of employers who couldn't afford the levels that were already in place.
The Church of the Brethren Pension Plan also is committed to concern about the larger world and what is being done with the funds invested in the plan.
In the Church of the Brethren, that's a concern in relation to social issues and what are the kind of stocks and equities that we're involved in. But it was back in 1978 that the board adapted the policy that the annual conference and the general board of the denomination also adopted in terms of investments. And while some persons were afraid at that time, this really might affect my retirement, it's showing clearly that investment in sound social justice and companies that are in for the social benefit of others has not been a detriment on the return.
The Church of the Brethren Pension Plan is also fully funded, guaranteeing that all expected annuity payments are covered.
I was in the Elgin office when ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, was passed, which required vesting, and we were proud to be a church plan that had always vested church contributions for their pastors. We were far ahead of the secular world in the kinds of security and the kinds of benefits that we were offering to pastors of the Church of the Brethren.
We've got people on the Brethren Benefit Trust who know financing. They know how to do investments, what to invest in and what not to. They get good professional help, and all of that together makes me confident in what they're doing.
The latest statistics show that those persons receiving annuity in the last 2 years out of over 30-some plans, our annuitants would be in the top 7 as to the amount that they would get monthly.
It's not a plan that needs to make a profit for a board of directors, that its primary purpose is to provide a retirement annuity benefit for people who serve the Church of the Brethren. Another thing that I believe that has made the Brethren pension plan really special is the way that it shares its earnings with retirees. That over the years when there have been favorable investment earnings, there's been a 13th check or an extra check that is sometimes equivalent to maybe half of a monthly benefit or a total monthly benefit, so that everything that is generated by the plan goes back to the plan members in one way or another.
Pension plan annuitants have received 7 extra benefits in the last 10 years. Many younger pastors with college or seminary loans say it takes special effort to keep thinking about 30 years in the future when there seem to be other, more immediate financial needs.
There was the reality of a large educational debt. And we thought that the money that went to pension to some distant date down the road for us might be better used to take care of that educational debt. We were advised against that, to stick with the pension program, and we've done that.
Sometimes our younger pastors, I observed as district executive, were feeling that they were putting too much into the pension plan, and at that time maybe it did appear that way, but now some of those very persons are beginning to realize that they should have been putting more in all along.
Doing it now will make it much easier for you to accumulate a livable financial situation. And I would encourage all persons, lay and clergy, if they're in the church and in any of its agencies, pastors, to get into a pension plan.
It gave us a way to help people who'd sacrificed a great deal for the church and worked hard for it all their lives. It gave us a way to help them in their retirement years.
To help them fulfill dreams, to live life more fully, and provide freedom for creative living.
It's interesting to observe that many of those persons who receive a benefit continue to give in their retirement years. They give in the ways they help others. They give of their finances, and they give of their resources, and it just kind of completes a cycle of giving.
The pension board has been faithful to its trust.
Really, we just could not do without it.
It's one of the fine things that the Church of the Brethren does for its employees and pastors particularly.
One can have a real confidence that the plan is secure and is well managed, and you can depend on it. And that's extremely satisfying as one approaches retirement years.